Hey everybody, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing all right out there. We got ourselves another music show in our Newburyport studios today. Very excited about this. A first-time guest on the show, Brother Seamus out of Greenville, New Hampshire.
She needed space, so she took off like a rocket, blew up in my face, took the money out my pocket. She needed space, now she's running toward the stars, and I'm stuck in place, spend my nights sitting in bars. All without thought, how was her space? Man, I guess that wasn't the case. And to know she's just a satellite now. Oh, I guess she needed some spaceman anyhow. And I trained for days in the centrifuge collider, and I had no way knowing what went on inside her. She needed space in the nebulous they call her, away from me, but I found out always follow her. Oh, well, I thought, how was her space? Man, I guess that wasn't the case. And you know she's just a satellite now. Oh, I guess she needed some spaceman anyhow. I thought, how was her space? Man, I guess that wasn't the case. And you know she's just a satellite now. Oh, I guess she needed some spaceman anyhow. And oh, well, I guess she needed some spaceman anyhow.
Brother Seamus, live at Drew's house. Welcome. First time on the show for you, my man. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me today, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. This is one of the we have been trying for so long, you and I, just trying to get the schedules to match.
You know.
It goes back. I think it goes back years.
Yeah, I think it was like COVID times, honestly. It was
Yeah.
like, we're trying to get something done, and then one thing leads to another, and next thing you know.
It's crazy, man. Well, glad to finally have you here in the Newburyport studios. You sound great. That is the voice and songwriting I've been told so much about. I forget who even told me it's been so far, but they were like
Michael Bernier.
Good for you. Yeah,
so
good dig.
I work with him. He is my dude, and wouldn't be the guy I am without that guy.
A big Newburyport staple here, Michael.
Absolutely.
Bernier. Yes. I haven't had him on the show in a while. I got to connect with him. We talk a good amount, but
I think he shoots his show today too. I might try to bump over there afterwards.
That's the what is he got? That offering something? Yeah, we've been in talks. I got to make an appearance on that show at some point.
Yeah, it looks fun.
It does look fun. You ever done it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you only do this. No, one Newburyport show at a time.
This one's first on the list.
All right.
You got to tick them off.
Perfect. So you said you're from Greenville, New Hampshire.
Yep.
But you've been around here a lot.
On the sticks, yeah. Since I started working for Michael back in like 2018, 2019,
Yep.
I ended up on the North Shore all the time.
Where can people find you if they Newburyport folks trying to get out and see you?
Newburyport folks. Usually like locally, like I do Sunset Grill.
Oh,
and
yep.
then, or Sunset Club, Sunset Club, and then sometimes Plum Island Grill.
Yeah, which just closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
And like we lost Georgie's too. We used to play there.
Yeah.
But local spots, I'm trying to think. Like, good ones. Amesbury, I do Bean and Cone a lot.
Oh, yeah,
It's
okay.
a great spot.
Yeah. That's the one with the, like a long bar, right?
Long bar, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I've
Coffee
been in
and
there.
beers, wicked cool,
Yeah.
super nice people.
I've been in there once to, it was good music. I remember Frank Vielli. You know Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played there once. I think I stumbled upon. I've never been there, but it was a cool, interesting little bar.
Where else is Newburyport? I'm gonna say. I recently was in Salisbury at Carousel Lounge, which is a little classic place over there. You can play some pool, throw some darts.
There you go.
Out. Yeah.
Cool. Well, very good, man. It's great. What's the, you kind of, I think you told me last time, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of relaunching into some things right now. So it's a good time to come on the show.
It's you know, I kind of had one foot in, one foot out for a long time.
Yeah. Well, COVID probably didn't help that.
Yeah, it shakes your ground, especially like I had just gotten on my feet with it, like just prior to, and then you're discouraged, and you're like, wow, I never thought.
As far as like full-time musicianship, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
that's poor timing.
Yeah, really poor timing.
Yeah.
So, eventually, you know, like it's finally come around to where it's like it's time to do the thing, and I'm in a position in life where I can step back and try to record music and plan tours and do all this cool stuff. And,
Gotcha.
And not have to work a day job, which is nice.
Well, good for you, man. That is a pressure jump, isn't it? I've so many hundreds of artists who have came through here. They all kind of remember that moment when they say, all right, we'll throw the steady paycheck away and go for it. Here we go. It's a little intense.
It is. And you kind of, you know, you try to take as much advice as you can get, and everybody's like, you know, well, take your time, make sure your life is stable, because nothing's going to work if it's not.
Right.
So once you get to that point, like I just turned 30 last year, and I was like, all right, you know what, there's no albums recorded yet. I was on the road for 7 years playing, and there's not anything to show for it. Yeah. So now it's time to just show the world the packaged product.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, not nothing to show for it.
Yeah, you know,
I know
years of skills.
Well, years of skills, and you know, it's funny how those fan bases pop back around. You know?
They're always waiting for it.
There you go. What's your so finally some recording is going to be laid down. Do you like the recording? Like, I always like the question, out of the three, what's the order of like favorites? Songwriting, performing live, or recording?
Performing live all the way.
First,
Just steeped in Grateful Dead, it's always been that, you know, the song takes on, you're going to find the coolest version of whatever song you're playing live. It's never going to be in the studio because you're going to nitpick it. And, And right now I'm recording with Charlie Chronopoulos in Wilton, New Hampshire at his studio there. And
another guy I don't really know, but we're like Facebook friends. He keeps coming around.
He's a dude you got to link up with.
All right,
he's just one of the best at what he does, and his music is incredible, and he's an amazing engineer. And we just got into the studio, and, you know, it's totally foreign to me. Yeah. So it's a learning experience the whole time, but I'll say it's not like getting up there and playing a show. Even when I play shows with bands that we practice 3 or 4 times, and they're great, and you get in the studio and you're like, oh, something different about that. Yeah, I can't do this. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard stories about some of the best in the business who've struggled with it. You know, I remember I've told this story probably 10 times on this show at this point, but Neil Young did I forget if it was Ohio or what, but I think it was on Howard Stern. I remember. And they were talking about, like, man, that guitar riff or whatever, it's like, it sounds great that you play that. I didn't realize that was you playing that with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And he goes, yeah, you should have heard it the first time, though. Like, the first take we took of that song, like, we've never been able to match it. Yeah. Like, we kind of, we can do better. We could never do better. And that's the thing. That's what you get into is right now we're sitting on a track that we're going to try to finish tonight. And it's like, part of me is like, oh, we should redo all this stuff. And then it's like, everything that's on the track right now is first takes, every instrument. Like we tracked like 4 or 5 times. We came back to the first take for everything. Yeah. And it's just strange. It's funny how that works, huh? Yeah, man. That is funny. So do you enjoy the songwriting process, or Yeah, songwriting definitely comes second. Right. And I recently started co-writing, where I write chords and lyrics, but then instrumentation, all that, the rest of that stuff. I have a bandmate, Jim Harrison, who is just diving into it, and just finally we made that connect. When you do, as a musician, when you find a person you totally trust with your songs, and they're not going to step on any toes, they're just going to try to serve the song, it eliminates a huge part of the stress of songwriting, because you're not thinking of the total end product. You're just thinking of this recipe that's gonna get like fleshed out and seasoned on the grill later. You know.
Not an easy thing to find.
No.
It's I know a lot of people
it just
who
sprang out of a random day too.
It really, no kidding. Yeah, we're gonna work together.
Yeah, it was just like we went. He's a photographer. He was doing headshots for me, and he was like, "Hey, show me those songs you're taking to the studio this week." And he just hopped on the piano and then hit me with like some demos that night, and I was like, "These are great."
Yeah,
what am I doing? Like,
it's funny how that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Man, well, that's cool. It's your brother Seamus. If most people, why don't you give us? Are you big on the Instagram and all that stuff?
Yeah, so it's the Brother Seamus on Instagram and Brother.Seamus on TikTok. I just started doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not an old man, but
it can
I'm
be
old enough that I had a Super Nintendo. Man, TikTok is foreign to me still.
Yeah, I'm a little older than you, and it's.
You do it though. You do it well, and
I've been saying a lot recently though. Yes, I know it's part of the job. You got to be out there and all that stuff, but sometimes I just feel a little bit attached to this.
Yeah,
thing.
see, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's a large part of my writing though, is that sphere of changing between the digital world and the physical world, and having to live in both.
I guess you got to do it, but for somebody like you though, who's like, I'm always curious about this because you've got the road experience. You've put in the hours doing the 7 years touring and fan bases all over, that sort of thing. Like when you see that like kind of minute TikTok star, that like, is that person actually a musician, or are they just for me, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure I'm into that, and if it's the real deal, like, you guys must kind of look at that and be like, skeptical.
You definitely are. I think that, and the music scene has changed so much. I played with kids recently, who are 17 years old, and I say things like, I reference like Blood on the Tracks or something, or just like Zeppelin 4, and they don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, when you picked up a guitar, you didn't start here?
I thought everybody starts there.
I'm like, I'm that old that like I started with what was classic, because I'm 30 now, but 30 years before me was Woodstock, and it's like, it's not that old stuff, but it's coming around. But being raised on that stuff, you look at these TikTok people and you remember the guys like Richard Manuel and Rick Danko from the band who died penniless, but were still your heroes. That keeps me going. Yeah,
I'm actually going up to see Levon Helm's barn there. You ever been up there in Woodstock?
Yeah, man, that is.
How cool is that place?
It's so cool, dude. It's like Mecca to me. It's where I go. Like when I'm burnt out and tired, I drive up to Socrates. I go to Big Pink, and I look at the place. I just look at it.
No kidding.
You can rent it out right now. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's one of my a guy who's been on this show. I'm a big fan of. Chad Stokes is bringing his.
He's
band
my hero, dude.
Really, mine too. He's like my favorite songwriter right now. I think.
I wouldn't write with it if it wasn't for him, man. He started it all. Like I was in college and.
So you were a dispatch guy.
Dispatch guy as a kid, right? And then by the time I was in college, it was just state radio. I skipped my senior prom to go see state radio at UNH.
No kidding.
Crowd surfed for my first time.
Awesome, yeah.
Started
some of those state radio shows are my favorite shows of all time.
It was so fire because it's just three dudes just ripping, just absolutely ripping. Chuck was Chuck. He was the lead guitarist on the bass. It's wild stuff.
It is. He did I remember seeing him do Kimmelo's, one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
and
of course.
When they, like, it was probably the most exhilarating concert moment I've ever had. Just having, because you're not, like, when state radio was like popular but like not huge,
It was like if you knew, you knew.
If you knew, you knew. Yeah. And you were in a concert. You're in a room with like everybody knew. Yeah. And it was like, these are my people.
It was so easy. Chad bred that grassroots. It's guys like him too that make it so real.
They do.
When you're like, and those two new albums. They added, JR and stuff to the band.
Pintos, I'm a big fan of the Pintos.
Oh, no, just the Dispatch.
Oh, with Dispatch,
new Dispatch. When Pete left and they had three guys just like the band.
Yeah.
And, like, those albums were I was blown away. Those are incredible. And it's
Dispatch is kind of like, I guess if it's Chad and Brad, it's Dispatch, but it's kind of like Chad and Friends.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Patch is all Chad.
Do you like the Pinto stuff?
So good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's Chad.
I realized that was, for me, that was kind of Dispatch. As Chad did other projects, was like, I guess I really like Dispatch, but I guess I kind of liked Chad's writing with Dispatch,
Chad's writing.
The other guys had their own strengths,
Absolutely.
Chad always says Brad's harmonies are just perfect for him, and
and that's the thing, that's the sound.
Yeah.
It's like and that was what happened with my songwriting partner, is when our voices meshed, just fleshing things out, like that came to mind. Was like that kind of a sound where two people coming together is almost like a deluxe reverb amp. Like you can't replace the tone.
No doubt. Well, that's cool. That's great. I'm glad you found that in a songwriting partner. I'm glad we stumbled upon a Chad Stokes Dispatch conversation. That's
Absolutely.
perfect. That's always good when you can stumble upon those things. Hey Chad. There you go. We'll shout him out on the social media after this, since we talked about that for a while too. You want to jump right into another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
All right.
So this one's called Cry Wolf.
Cry Wolf, all right. Brother Seamus, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Young and handsome, ballroom singer, raw. Had me wrapped around your finger. Never lied when I shine too bright out. All my sorrows, your light. Apples don't fall far, it seems. I was always chasing hippie dreams. You like keeping me up on the shelf, always making room for someone else. Cry wolf, one more time, let's see. Baby, cry wolf, how long you think I'm gonna believe? Baby, cry wolf, call it all one big disaster. Baby, cry wolf, see you come running after. Oh, well, I promise it won't be me again. I got far too many sheep to tend. Cry wolf, oh, baby, cry wolf. Dad never hung around. Now he's laying down in the ground. Never could feel that rolling. Feels like we both wound up paying the toll. Oh, ain't no knight in shining armor. Never do a thing to harm her. She caught the sand and she ran with the pack. Me, I knew there's no turning back. Cry wolf, one more time, let's see. Baby, cry wolf, how long you think I'm gonna believe? Baby, cry wolf, call it all one big disaster. Hey, baby, cry wolf, I'll see you come running after. Oh, well, I promise it won't be me again. I got far too many sheep to tend. Cry wolf, hey, baby, cry wolf.
Woo, Brother Seamus. Live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Brother Seamus out of Greenville, New Hampshire. Sounding great here. First time in our Newburyport studios. Room sound good to you? You like the room?
Absolutely.
Good.
Wonderful.
Most people tend to like the room, but
It's
I always like to make sure. People ask, like, what do I bring? You know, it's like, usually acoustic guitar and play it. Yeah, just bring you.
Yeah.
Usually works out just fine.
Absolutely.
Brother Seamus, thank you again for coming in. We've been making this happen for a while. What's the, you got some, these are all original songs here today.
Yes,
So these
indeed,
are,
yeah.
these obviously are very personal songs to you. What's the, if it's like a quick, it's smooth, the writing process, everything kind of goes off without a hitch and you suddenly have a song. Does that happen to you? Or is it
Yeah,
usually...
it's generally pretty quick.
Okay.
It's
And
very
is that
fast.
always the good one, or is sometimes the one that you have to grind over for a long period of time is the better one?
No, definitely the quick ones.
The quick ones for you?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Definitely.
Okay.
It
See-
definitely, you can tell too, you know, you just know.
Yeah. And you can just sit down and write a song and then boom.
But yeah,
You got it.
usually most everything, and you tweak some stuff
Yeah.
afterwards. You may be like phrasing or like you may write a new third verse or something. Usually by the third or fourth verse, if you're writing that long.
Yeah.
But we live in the TikTok era. So I write 2-verse songs now because, you get those streams.
So you're adjusting for the
Adjust for
previously
the time.
mentioned social
Exactly.
media. God damn it.
No, but hey, I mean, as long as the songs are good, it's like I don't really have that in my mind. Like I know where to go, but it does take some stress off. But usually I sit down and a song will come, and usually that first verse or the chorus idea will be there. I do generally write down an idea, like this is the idea, like
Are you like I keep a note on your phone kind of thing? Don't let that thought go away, or
usually voice memos.
Okay. Everybody uses the voice memos.
It's so nice. I used to do videos all the time and not do voice memos. I was taking up all the space on my phone. I was like, what are you doing?
I've had some, actually, as I look around the room, I've had some older, not old artists, but like guys in their like 50s who really were making their bones when they didn't have some of this technology. And it's like, so I just started like a couple of years ago. I'm a 50-year-old guy. I've been doing this all this time, and like I got my ways, and I don't want to change, but like I did start doing the voice memos, and I was like, do you know how many ideas I think I've lost over the years?
Yeah, but I just had that.
Like I think I had some gems out there that
there's a lot of lost gems.
Yeah,
especially right before bed, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, what happened? Was that a dream? What did I dream about? Yeah, crazy. So you're out there when you're playing to all these crowds, and you're winning these fans over. Is there like a moment when you look into the crowd and it's like, all right, I'm connecting with these people? You love that moment, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that is definitely why you do it. Yeah. You're always surprised at who it is and where it is, and you make these connections with these people. And I keep it fairly local, in New England. I grew up here, and you see a person that you haven't seen in years, somebody from college or a parent's friend that's like, oh, I just saw your name and I had to come. And that's incredible.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. The I like this question of like the veterans out there, because you've seen plenty of rooms, and it's like I see so many like guys come in here and play, and then I'll go out and see them a lot afterwards, especially if I just met them and really liked them. And like I remember one case, there was this guy, and I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants it or not, but like he was playing this bar. He's unbelievable, like so good. Like I'm a poor man's guitar player. This guy blows me away. Like this unbelievable guitar player, and he's got the voice to go with it. And like he's in this bar with, like I always say, it was like the World Cup from like 2 years ago playing like right behind him, and like the loudest bar in the world. And I was like, what is wrong with you people? I'm like looking around, and I'm like this. And like I always hope, like the person's just probably a little bit devastated by it, but I'm like I know everybody knows that room, but like what's your advice to the young musician who like?
I laugh through that moment.
You do?
You're still so lucky to be the guy that's stuck in that moment.
Look at you, good answer.
Like it's and that's truly how I feel, because I was down at Castle Island Brewing. It was like during the Red Sox playoffs.
Oh my God! This is the second time this has come up recently.
They're just going wild, and it's all college kids, and I'm playing like just trying to get. I'm playing Red Hot Chili Peppers, like Sublime, to try to be like, you guys know, because normally I'm like Neil Young, Grateful Dead kind of guy. I'm trying to get these guys' attention, and then I just play Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah.
And I had them all for the rest of the night.
Oh, no.
That's all it took.
I don't know why that story is so disturbing to me.
Yes, it did. Especially being a fan of the band. Like, Neil Diamond just ruined the last waltz. So for me, it was like, no, but I'm going to do this right now, and they're all going to cheer.
All right. I don't think I've ever actually gone down this road on this show. I have in my personal life, so let's just do it on the show. I can't stand that song, The Sweet Caroline.
No, I can't stand Neil Diamond in general.
Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, I know. There might be. He's
a little
not
showy.
Like what? But let's just on that song. What is it about the song? If anything, there's like a little. Go read about it, people. There's a little creepiness factor to it. If anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, exactly.
I kind of do want to ruin it for you, because I don't want to be doing the Sweet Caroline thing when we're down 11-2 in the 8th inning.
We could be singing something better.
I don't know.
Give me a McCartney tune, something good.
I knew the I had him on the show. I had the organist I had the DJ. Yeah. I've been trying to get the organist because I think he has interesting stories too. Josh Cantor. But I had the DJ for many years, and at Fenway Park, and I asked him about that. I said, I got to ask you, has there ever been any discussions about getting rid of Sweet Caroline? And he goes, as a matter of fact, yes. And he goes, that's all I'll answer about that. It's because it's not going anywhere.
Really? Oh, it's just got to get phased out.
It's like the whole tourist thing, people like to come in and.
Yeah,
but it's not
legendary gas station sign.
Yeah, whatever. I guess I can deal with it if they win some ball games, but
Yeah, I guess.
anyway.
Yeah. We'll hold you to that.
There you
No
go.
Sweet Caroline unless we're doing well.
There you go. So you won people over though at the bar with Sweet Caroline. Well played. Good
Exactly,
artistry
and
work.
That is the takeaway from that. Is even if you despise whatever you got to do, you're still really lucky to be a person playing music, especially one getting paid to play music.
Yep.
And these people, your integrity as an artist, you have to have both. You can't play the coffee shop where everybody listens and not go play the bar at night. You got to do both.
Yeah. That is well said. All right. Much more professional and classy than I would have been with that. Okay. Very good. Oh, man. What is your favorite room to play? Is there one room in the...
Oh, that's tough. My most favorite room is not doing music currently. It's Harlow's Pub in Peterborough, New Hampshire.
Okay.
I grew up just watching really cool bands play there. Guys from like Trey Band would come through and play
nice.
shows and all sorts of cool stuff. And but now, Home Sweet Home at Marty's Driving Range in Mason, New Hampshire. It's a concert
Wow.
venue, great place. But I've been involved with them since day one of my music career and watched them grow into an awesome 1,000-cap venue where we have awesome shows.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. So Marty's Driving Range all the way, Home Sweet Home.
All right. Couple new spots for me. Very good. Go check them out when I'm in those
definitely
areas.
check 'em out, absolutely.
Trey's playing Boston Calling. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
You're going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't think it says who he's going to... What version of Trey's going
It
to be
is.
here.
It's classic Trey. They just
Classic
announced
Trey,
it, so
okay.
it's like
All right.
just Ray and Russ and
Gotcha.
I forgot who's playing drums
Is that the...
or bass.
Is that the Saturday? Or the Friday? Do you remember?
I think it's Friday. Tyler
Friday?
Childers and them are the first night. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I was
Tyler
happy to see them put
Childers.
Tyler Childers in a big spot there because.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
And-
he's exploded. I know, but I never quite realized how mainstream it was. So that's.
Yeah.
I guess
true.
that's a good thing. I don't really care if you're mainstream or not, but I guess
Yeah.
it's good for him.
Good for him, exactly. And
Yeah.
good for the rest of us that are a little strange
There-
and playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah, exactly. He's great. You're a fan of his?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
How do you? Because you have a. I mean, I'm getting a feel for. I could see you going in a few different directions, even though you've kind of told me what you stick to. But do you? Can you? I feel like you kind of like got a little country sound to you if you want it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that the country, it just lays in there like sort of, I think that's who I am. I
Yeah.
think that I come across, I'm a farmer. I came from the farm this morning, like work with cows and horses.
Oh yeah, nice.
And that's what I've always done as my like day work is
Yeah.
various farming operations. And that kind of just sticks in with me. But like at the end of the day, like my music career really got off because I was doing reggae. Like Michael Bernier met me because I was the roadie for Roots of Creation.
Oh wow, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Those guys are from my hometown.
Yeah.
And Mike, the drummer from Roots of Creation, was a booking guy at Harlow's in Peterborough, so it all linked in. Like, I call it psychedelic folk rock.
That's great. Yeah.
But, like, it's the same thing with Tyler Childers. Like, if he wanted to throw a reggae beat in one of his songs, nobody would bat an eyelash. You know,
Right.
they'd be like, oh yeah, this guy.
It's experimenting there a little bit. That's good. Yeah.
So it's good. It's good that that's the way the music is going right now. It's like even guys like Noah Khan, where he's like more on he's like Coldplay meets bluegrass. Meets,
Yeah.
You know.
He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he's a local dude too.
Yeah.
He's been on the scene. You know, I've known of him, never met him or anything. But like, have you ever heard of Brooks Hubbard?
Yeah.
So he's a mentor of mine, has been for years, and I know they used to do like various singer-songwriter circles and stuff. And then I remember seeing like obviously he's huge now. And
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Monster.
the same guy. My little sister was like, it's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
It's like,
Yeah. I think he got robbed on Best New Artist. For the Grammys. Not.
Yeah, that's rough.
I
mean,
can't imagine anybody's
think we
bigger
should-
than him.
I mean, I'm not saying we should all get a trophy, but I think when it comes to music, I think that there's no. How can you say best?
I know. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And I know he doesn't care. He handles it all very humbly. I think he's in Watertown these days.
Is he?
I've heard. Yeah. I think he's. I don't know why I know so much about Noah Khan. I oddly know that I think he's like dating a teacher in Watertown,
It's
which I
very,
think is
I mean, it's very prevalent right now.
Yeah.
You do work in news media.
I
and
guess,
stuff,
yeah.
so-
Yeah, so I know these things, I guess. But he's great. I'm a huge fan. He's doing Fenway Park, and one of his mentors came on, and he actually. Did you remember when he canceled a show earlier
Yep.
this year? A couple, I
Okay,
think.
yeah.
Voice. And like a week before that, the guy that was on this show said to me, he goes, I love the kid. I remember working with him when, I'm sure when you were learning about him. And I just thought he was so talented, and I just hope they take care of him because, boy, are they working him hard. And,
And that's another thing. Yeah, that's a scary thought. And I mean, it at that level, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
But I mean,
strike when it's
even
hot.
at the level the Roots Creation was at and is still at, it's a lot of work.
yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks later. He's like, 2 shows canceled, voice stress. I'm like, oh.
Oh, there you go.
God, he called that,
Give
didn't
the
he?
kid a break, man.
Damn. Well, brother Seamus, man, this has been a blast. And you're going to play us out with one. Give me your best career advice real quick. We got a lot of high school kids that watch this show. I always like it.
I would say definitely just always be true to yourself. Take those doubts and toss them over your shoulder. They're not going to do you any good.
Yeah,
just
man.
move forward.
You can tell you got that. You got a very original, good style to you, man. I like it very much. Brother Seamus going to take us home. Thank you to May Power, the producer, Sarah Hayden, the boss, Ryan Rothberg, Maya Gassman, our small but mighty crew here in Newburyport. Go find Brother Seamus. Go find his music. Go see him on the road. I'll be doing that soon. All right. Thanks, everybody. Live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Feeling alone, heartbroken stone. Whether I'm crying or flying, it's all 'cause the world's going wrong. Too long I've roamed this new twilight zone. Where all of your love comes to you through the glow of your phone. And all the modern love tear apart a hippie gypsy with an analog heart. Feeling alone, heartbroken stone. Whether I'm flying or crying, it's all 'cause the world's going wrong. I thought I'd seen what we could have been. Turns out you're daydreaming, night scheming, new aging, digital queen. All modern love may work for them. Silent notifications dropping in your DMs till you